Assalamualaikum and hello to everyone. Our group will present the discussion about the cases in topic 9, which is foundation of group behavior. The first question asks about my own experience of working in group. How do you feel your cultural background impact your experience of working in a group? First, let me tell you about culture. Culture refers to shared beliefs, values, norms, and behavior that shape how people think and act. These cultural factors can exist within organizations, businesses, or even entire nations. In higher education, culture plays an important role in group work because learning often happens collaboratively when knowledge is shared and developed collectively. Group dynamics focus on how information, power, trust, and role flow within a group. When group members come from different cultural backgrounds, they bring diverse perspectives, expectations, and working styles. This diversity can strain group performance through creativity and order viewpoint, but it can also create challenges such as misunderstandings or different approaches to teamwork. Therefore, cultural differences strongly influence how individuals behave, communicate, and interact in group projects and report writing.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharifah Adib Suhaili. Today, I will be discussing how my cultural background influenced my experience of working in a group, particularly in terms of roles, responsibility, and interaction with group members. My cultural background has noticeable impact on how I understand and perform my role in a group work. I was raised in a culture that highly valued cooperation, respect, and group harmony. Because of this, I tend to be more aware of group norms and expectations, especially when working with others in a team. According to classical management theory, the structure and organization of a group can significantly influence the behavior and interaction of its members. As suggestion, clear roles and responsibility help guide how individuals behave within a group setting. This story aligns closely with my own experience as I usually make an effort to understand my responsibility clearly and contribute in a way that supports the group overall goals. Growing up in such a cultural environment has also influenced me to respect senior members in a group and avoid action that could disrupt group harmony. As a result, I often become more patient, attentive, and willing to cooperate during group discussion. Moving on to the second slide. My cultural background also plays an important role in shaping my emotional awareness and instruction pattern in group work. In many group settings, I place strong importance on being polite, respectful, and mindful of how I communicate with others. This is particularly important when interacting with senior or more experienced members, as showing respect is a core value in my culture. This communication style helps to build trust and create a supportive group environment. Research by Stemia highlight that emotion and internal psychological factors play a significant role in shaping behavior, interaction, pattern, and relationship within group settings. In my experience, being emotionally aware allowed me to better understanding others' feelings and perspective, which help reduce misunderstanding and promote collaboration. However, the strong emphasis on harmony and respect may also limit open disagreement or confrontation. I may become more cautious when expressing opposite opinions, as I do not want to create tension within the group. Despite this, such cultural value encourage sensitivity, mutual understanding, and respectful interaction among group members. Lastly, my cultural background influences how comfortable I feel when participating and expressing my opinions during group work. Group work experience, especially during some scenes, play an important role in shaping an individual confidence, communication patterns, and willingness to engage with others. Button in 1974 explained that cultural value learned through early group interaction help determine whether individuals become more expressive or more reserved when working with others. Coming from a culture that prioritizes politeness and consideration for others, I often prefer indirect and careful communication. I may take more time before speaking up, especially during discussion where opinions is different. While this approach helps maintain respect and harmony within the group, it sometimes requires extra effort to ensure that my ideas are clearly communicated. Overall, my cultural background affects my level of participation, communication style in group setting. Although it may limit direct confrontation, it largely contributes to effective collaboration, respectful interaction, and positive group functioning. In conclusion, my cultural background plays a significant role in shaping how I behave, communicate, and participate in group work. It influenced my understanding of roles and responsibility, my emotional awareness, and my communication style. While there are some challenges, this cultural value generally support trust, cooperation, and effective collaboration within a group. Thank you for listening.
Good day and welcome to Insight at Work, where we explore the realities behind modern organizational practice. I am Dina Sabrina, and today we ask an important question. Is working and managing a monocultural group is truly a problem-free? At first sight, monocultural groups often appear efficient and harmonious. Team members usually share similar values, beliefs, and communication styles. This similarity can make collaboration easier, reduce misunderstanding, and create a sense of unity within the workplace. For many organizations, this seems like an ideal working environment. However, as we take a closer look, the reality is far more complex. What is monoculturalism? Monoculturalism refers to an organizational system where one dominant culture shapes the workplace, while other cultural perspectives are overlooked or excluded. According to Oxford Review in 2025, such a system encourages conformity to a single way of thinking and working. While this may simplify coordination, it can also hide serious challenges beneath the surface. One of the most significant concerns linked to monocultural groups is lack of creativity. When team members share similar backgrounds and experiences, they often approach problems from the same perspective. As a result, innovative ideas are less likely to emerge. Research shows that monocultural teams are more vulnerable to groupthink, a situation where agreement is prioritized over critical thinking. In these environments, alternative ideas may be ignored and decisions are rarely challenged. Over time, this can limit an organization's ability to adapt to new challenges and changing markets. But creativity is not the only issue. Another challenge faced by monocultural groups is reduced productivity. In some cases, team members may experience social loafing, where individuals contribute less effort because of the responsibility is shared among the group members. Without diverse viewpoints and working styles to encourage healthy competition, motivation levels may decline. In contrast, culturally diverse teams often benefit from different approaches to work, which can push individuals to perform better. Monocultural groups, however, may become too comfortable, leading to lower efficiency and weaker performance over time. Monocultural groups may also struggle with long periods of inertia where little progress is made. This phenomenon can be explained through the punctuated equilibrium model, which suggests that team needs a moment of disruption to move forward in the absence of cultural diversity. Teams may lack the necessary challenge to break old habits and adopt new strategies. So while monocultural teams may appear stable, that stability can sometimes prevent growth. Still, it is important to acknowledge that monocultural groups are not without benefits. Shared values can strengthen relationships, reduce conflict, and allow decisions to be made more quickly. These advantages can be useful, particularly in the short term. However, when considering a long-term success, organizations must look beyond surface-level harmony. A lack of cultural diversity can restrict perspective, limit innovation, and slow progress. To become a high-performing organization, many experts suggest developing a hybrid or inclusive culture where diverse interactions are encouraged. New ideas are welcome. In today's rapidly changing world, adaptability is key, and sometimes it is the difference within a team, not the similarities, that drive the greatest success. I am Dina Sabrina, and this has been Insight at Work. Thank you for watching.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Iman Nadia binti Muhammad Fawzi and my matrix number is S75852. Today I will be talking about how to build group cohesion, especially in multicultural teams. In today's global workplace, employees often come from very different cultural backgrounds. Without cohesion, teams may struggle with communication breakdowns, misunderstandings, and low morale. That's why understanding cultural differences is key to building trust and teamwork. One of the most effective ways to build cohesion is by developing cultural awareness, particularly understanding collectivism and power distance, which greatly affect team behavior and interactions. The first step to building group cohesion is understanding the cultural norms and values. Culture affects how people communicate, collaborate, and respond to authority. If manager ignores this, it can weaken trust and teamwork. For example, in some cultures, employees may appear quiet or reserved during meetings. A manager unfamiliar with this may think they are disengaged, but often this behavior reflects respect for hierarchy or group harmony. Different cultures also have different communication styles. Some prefer direct communication and some prefer indirect communication. Misreading these signals can cause misunderstandings or conflicts. By understanding your team's cultural values, you can adjust your management style, show respect, and ensure that every member feels valued. This forms the foundation of strong group cohesion. Another key factor is collectivism and group cohesion. In many East Asian and other collective cultures, individuals prioritize the group goals over personal achievements. Teamwork, loyalty, and mutual support are highly valued. As manager, you can strengthen cohesion by appealing to shared responsibility and team spirit. For example, assigning tasks in a way that highlights how each member's work contributes to the overall goals makes employees feel that their role matters. This also helps reduce social loafing, which occurs when individuals contribute less effort in a group because they expect others to carry the workload. By emphasizing the team's success over individual recognition, each member becomes more engaged and motivated. For example, imagine a project team with members from different collectivist cultures. By highlighting collective achievements instead of individual rewards, the manager can encourage cooperation, smoother communication, and stronger cohesion. In short, by leveraging collectivist values, manager can encourage a sense of unity and purpose, which strengthens the team as a whole. Another culture dimension to consider is power distance and leadership style, which refer to how comfortable employees are with unequal distribution of power. In high power distance cultures, employees may hesitate to question authority or express opinions that differ from their manager. Doesn't mean they lack ideas. It shows respect of hierarchy. Manager can address this by adapting their leadership style. For example, instead of expecting employees to speak up in front of the whole team, they could encourage feedback in private meetings or through anonymous channels. This helps employees feel safe to share their ideas. For example, a manager working with a team from Indonesia noticed that junior staff rarely spoke in meetings. By introducing one-on-one sessions and inviting suggestions via email, the team become more engaged and confident. Understanding and managing power distance ensures that all voices are heard while still respecting cultural norms, which strengthens trust and cohesion. Lastly, is building trust and workplace culture. Manager can build trust by clearly defining roles, responsibilities, and shared objectives. For example, having a project plan with tasks and deadlines ensures everyone knows their roles and how they contribute to team success. Embracing cultural diversity can turn differences into strengths, encouraging employees to share unique perspectives, foster creativity and problem solving. By creating an inclusive and supportive environment, manager can transform potential conflicts into collaboration opportunities, making the team stronger and more productive. That's all for me. I will pass it to my teammate.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Farah Adila. My metric numbers is S76028. Today I'm looking forward to talk about how to build group cohesion in cross-cultural context. Building a group cohesion in a cross-cultural context is a tough but important task for any manager entering a new environment. To succeed in it, every manager must have a cultural sensitive and adaptive approach that respects local norms while building a cooperative and trusted environment. First, to understand how to build group cohesion in a new setting is a manager need to gain a deep knowledge of the local cultural context. It is important for the manager to learn how local culture shape group behavior. National culture can influence some value, attitude, communication, style and expectation of authority to individual. All of this affect how a group function. For example, in culture with high power distance, employees may expect leaders to make all decisions and may feel uncomfortable to openly challenging ideas. In contrast, low-power distant cultures may value participation and share decision-making. By learning about cultural dimension through this observation, cultural training, discussion with local employees, and reviewing research, a manager can be better in understanding how group norms and role naturally develop. This understanding can help a manager align leadership behavior with employee expectation, which is strengthen the trust and cohesion within the group. Secondly, developing deep cultural intelligence is crucial to help a manager to understand how to build group cohesion in an unfamiliar cultural context. Cultural intelligence refers to the ability to recognize cultural differences, understand how they influence behavior, and adapt a leadership style accordingly. In group setting, cultural intelligence enables that manager to interpret group members' communication styles, attitude toward authority, and preference for collaboration more accurate. For example, in culture with high intelligent expression, help to adjust their behavior to support these values by showing respect for local norms. Willingness to learn where manager can build trust and psychological safety, which is both important to build group cohesion. Developing deep cultural intelligence helps a manager to integrate diverse perspectives and support the development of shared norms that strengthen how the group functions together. Finally, building group cohesion requires encouraging shared goals and a common group identity. Practicing a shared mentality, especially in a diverse settings, when a group members come from different backgrounds, they may initially identify more of their individual culture than with the group itself. A manager can address this by clearly communicating with the group objective and emphasizing how each member contribution supports collective success. Shared goals help to align individual effort and reduce the risk of subgroup formation or cultural division. By focusing on collective achievement, each member encouraged to see themselves as part of a unified team rather than separate individuals. This shared identity strengthens the emotional attachment to the group, increase cooperation and enhance overall cohesion. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, this report clearly demonstrates that culture remains a significant and influential factor in shaping group behavior, group dynamics, and managerial effectiveness within organizational settings. Culture influences how individuals understand their roles, how they communicate their ideas and emotions, and how they interact with management during group work activities. These cultural influences shape everyday interactions within groups and directly affect how well group members collaborate and perform. Cultural values such as respect, politeness, and the tendency to maintain harmony in communication play an important role in promoting cooperation and relationship building within groups. When these values are present, they help create a more supportive environment where group members feel comfortable to contribute and working together. As a result, culture does not merely exist in the background but actively shapes the quality of group interaction and outcomes. However, the finding of this report also highlights that cultural similarity alone does not guarantee effective group functioning. In monocultural groups, where members share the same cultural background, issues can still arise despite having shared values and similar communication styles. While such group members benefit from smoother communication and mutual understanding, they are often exposed to risks such as limited perspective, reduced creativity, and groupthink. This lack of diversity can lead to stagnation, where teams struggle to adapt, innovate, or respond effectively to new challenges. Therefore, shared culture should not be viewed as a solution to all group-related problems. Furthermore, when managing work group in unfamiliar or multicultural settings, effective management becomes even more crucial. Managers operating in such environment must possess cultural awareness and cultural intelligence. This allows them to recognize how societal and national cultures influence employee behavior, expectations, and communication patterns. Without this understanding, misunderstanding and conflicts are more likely to occur, which can weaken group cohesion and performance. In this context, management approaches such as management by results and collectivism play a vital role in encouraging participation and communications among group members. By focusing on shared goals and collective responsibility, managers can foster a sense of unity and purpose despite cultural differences. This approach helps ensure that all members feel valued and motivated to contribute to the group's success. Overall, this report concludes that effective group functioning does not depend solely on cultural similarity. Instead, it is driven by informed, flexible, and culturally sensitive management practices. In today's increasingly globalized business environment, groups are more likely to become cohesive and effective when members are united by common purpose rather than divided by cultural differences. When culture is understood, respected, and managed appropriately, diversity becomes the strength rather than a barrier to group success. That's all from our groups. Thank you.